I cannot stop using the Sunshot. No, like seriously. Everything from the firing rate and explosions to the sound and design of it. I mean, seriously, just listen to it. Isn't it beautiful? It's like an angel heart being strung, but it's bass boosted 50 times. And with the recent buffs to the solar subclass, the Sunshot has risen like a phoenix from the ash. So today we're going to go over the perks and stats, then talk about the performance in PvE and PvP. Let's jump right into it. The Sunshot is one of very few 150 round per minute handcannons. The base perks are Chambered Compensator, Accurized Rounds, and Texturized Grip, with the exotic trait Sunblast, so that targets killed with the Sunshot will explode. And the intrinsic perk Sunburn, in which this weapon fires explosive rounds and highlights targets. Those two perks combo for some of the best explosions you'll ever see. It's like 4th of July whenever you whip it out. And honestly, I love explosions. I love them so much, they actually rank number 24 on my list of everything I love, which is a list of 489 things that I love, so you can see why it's a big deal. But for some reason, Destiny doesn't like to make it very clear that this weapon's explosion kills cost more explosions from the explosion, like a chain reaction, which is honestly the biggest part of its usage in PvE. And each of these explosions will apply 10 Scorch, 15 with Ember of Ash, to nearby enemies. But we'll talk about that very shortly. All around, with these perks, the gun is really fun. But as you can see here, the range and stability are kinda gross. 41 range and 45 stability? That's nearly unusable in PvP and not that great in PvE. Well, guess what? This thing has a catalyst. The catalyst is extremely simple. It adds 30 range and 20 stability. How sick is that? But we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we talk about it in PvP, but for now, we're going to jump into PvE. In PvE, the Sunshot is a blast. I'm so sorry, I really wanted to make that pun. Because AdClear is the Sunshot's middle name. Remember that chain of explosions we were just talking about? Yeah, those explosions alone make this weapon crazy, because just one thrall kill right where they're all coming from, and you just obliterate all their friends. Can we talk about how f***ed up that is? Imagine you're getting home invaded, and this fully armored man shoots your brother right in front of you, and the last thing you see before you die is your brother dying in a fiery explosion that ends up blowing you up, and then you explode killing your son. But because of that, this gun is one of the easiest in the game to generate orbs with. Just stack some solar siphon mods on your head, and every time you get a kill that explodes and kills another, you'll get an orb of power. Then taking these orbs of power and turn them into a solar surge will give you the extra damage you need to constantly kill everything. But either way, the base damage is quite high on its own. In lower end content, you are one-tapping all red bars. The yellow bars won't take many more shots either. And in higher end bits, it will range between 1 to 3 shots depending on range, but that won't bother you because your explosions will be sure to take care of the rest of the ads. But on bosses and majors, it's not going to be the best damage with it being a primary, so I do recommend you swap to a special or power to take care of that. If you love running solar, this is definitely a top choice for you. With a slight lean into a solar build, this does extremely well, like bigger explosions that apply more Scorch and spawn a fire sprite. That allows for some insane ability uptimes, especially grenade because of the fire sprites. Now imagine you're running this with a solar weapon surge and Path of the Burning Steps. I'm not going to get too much into it today because I might have a video out on it later, but it is really good. In PvE, the Sunshot is extremely hit or miss depending on the map. Long range maps, you'll be competing against snipers and pulses, which will outrange you, and in shorter maps, you'll be going against SMGs, which is so much fun right now. But in that medium range, you'll actually have a good time. It is a very forgiving weapon, the aim assist is pretty decent, and the bullets explode, giving you what feels like bigger, chunkier bullets. And the explosion kills at times can damage a ton of enemies if they're grouped up. This won't be the go-to hand cannon for PvP mains, but for people who want to try something new and fun, or if you just have bad hand cannons, this will absolutely do. But if you don't have the catalyst, you should leave it alone until you get that activated. As you can see here, the stability difference makes for some huge improvements, and range will always be king, because damage fall off will be the difference between your life or theirs. I think the main complaint I have with this weapon is its extremely massive body. It's hard for me to see around it, and with the explosions going off constantly, it makes it even harder to see. If this gun was an Ace of Spades though, I would enjoy it much more, but that chunkiness just messes me up more than it should. All around, I think this is a perfect exotic for beginners in Destiny 2. It allows for you to learn one of the more simple weapon classes in Destiny while also getting to explore a crazy fun weapon in both game modes. That's why it gets a 4.75 explosions out of 5 in PvE and a 3.75 out of 5 in PvP. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Take a look in the top left corner. YouTube handpicked that video for you, and I'll see you next time. See ya!